Hey there. Ready for a deep dive into some fascinating crypto trends?
Always.
Today, we're going beyond the usual price talk.
Right.
We're going to explore the social side of crypto, like where are people actually hanging out online
Yeah.
and how are they getting their information?
Interesting.
You might be surprised to learn that it's not all about X anymore.
X, you mean what used to be Twitter?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Things are changing.
Things are definitely changing. So we're basing this whole deep dive on CoinGecko's post-halving sentiment survey.
Okay.
And they polled over 2,500 crypto enthusiasts. So this isn't just like, a few people's opinions.
Wow, that's a pretty solid sample size.
It's a real snapshot of the community.
I see.
And one of the most interesting things they found, are you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
A whopping 84% of people spend most of their time, really engage, on just 3 platforms.
3 platforms.
3. X, Telegram, and YouTube.
Huh.
That's a huge concentration. Yeah, it is. It really makes you think it's not just about, popping in to post a comment every now and then.
Right.
This is where they're choosing to spend their time, where they're interacting, engaging deeply.
It's like picking your neighborhood.
Your neighborhood.
But in the digital world, right?
Exactly. And just like in the real world, each neighborhood has its own vibe, its own unique feel.
That's a great analogy.
Different platforms attract different types of users, different types of content.
So where you spend your time online, it kind of shapes your whole crypto experience.
It really does. So let's break down these numbers a bit, shall we?
Okay, let's do it.
X is still leading, of course.
Yeah?
It's got 41.7%.
41.7%.
But you know what? That's actually less dominant than a lot of people might think.
I was surprised by that too.
Yeah. A lot of people assume it's all about X, but
Right.
clearly something else is going on.
And that's where Telegram and YouTube come in, right?
I think you're onto something there.
Telegram is at 21.5%, and YouTube is close behind at 20.8%.
Neck and neck.
Yeah, practically neck and neck. Why do you think that is? What's driving that trend?
Well, X is great for that, rapid-fire news cycle.
Right.
All that influencer culture.
Yeah.
But it seems like people are looking for something a little bit more
Deeper.
Yeah. Like more in-depth discussions, more educational content.
Makes sense.
Maybe they're also a little tired of all the noise that you get on X.
Oh, absolutely.
Telegram with all those private groups, it creates that sense of community.
Yeah.
Like you're all in it together.
Shared purpose.
Exactly, shared purpose. And then you've got YouTube.
Right.
Which is perfect for those deep dives, those complex topics.
Video explanations, analysis.
Oh, yeah. People love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So it seems like the crypto community's needs are kind of evolving
Yeah.
beyond just that text-based platform like X.
It's about finding the right platform for your needs.
And clearly, people have a lot of needs.
They do.
But what about other platforms?
Like
Discord and Reddit.
Oh, yeah. Those are definitely players in the crypto space.
But it seems like they're not quite as dominant.
You're right. CoinGecko found that they're used by a much smaller percentage of the community.
How much smaller?
6.8% for Discord.
Okay.
And 4.5% for Reddit.
Interesting.
So it seems like those platforms might be more for niche interests.
Oh, okay.
Or specific projects.
Right. Not just the general crypto chatter.
Exactly.
They serve important functions, though, right?
Absolutely. They're important for those who are looking for very focused discussions.
Yeah.
Or communities around a specific coin or project.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, there's one platform I'm particularly curious about.
Oh.
Farcaster.
Ah, Farcaster.
We've talked about it before,
I
right?
have.
This decentralized social media platform.
Decentralized, that's the key word.
And it seems like it's gaining some traction. CoinGecko found that 1.3% of respondents are using it already.
That's not a huge number, but
It's still early days.
yeah.
It's significant, considering it's relatively new.
Exactly. And for a lot of crypto enthusiasts, that decentralized aspect is a big deal.
Huge.
It aligns with their values,
Totally.
empowering individuals,
Transparency.
resisting that centralized control.
It's like the spirit of crypto
Yes.
is manifesting.
Manifesting in a social media platform.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And if Farcaster or other decentralized platforms,
Right.
can actually offer a compelling user experience,
Yeah, if they can make it work.
they have the potential to really disrupt the social media landscape,
I agree. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
for sure. But, all this talk about platforms and where people are hanging out,
Yeah.
the big question is, where are they actually getting their crypto news.
Now we're getting to the heart of it.
Because this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears.
According to CoinGecko, there's a huge difference between where people hang out and where they get their news.
Interesting. Welcome back. You know, before we jump into where people are getting their crypto news, I think it's worth circling back to something we touched on earlier.
What's that?
That idea of overlapping consumption.
Oh, right. Where people are using the same platform, not just to hang out, but also to get their news.
Exactly. And that raises some interesting questions, doesn't it?
It does. Is it like a good thing? A bad thing?
It's a bit of a double-edged sword, really.
Right.
Imagine you're on Telegram.
Okay, Telegram.
And you're in a group. Everyone's super bullish on a certain coin.
I've been there.
You trust these people. You enjoy the discussions. But then you start getting all your news about that coin from the same group.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
You might miss out on crucial information.
Yeah.
Or different viewpoints.
That could paint a more balanced picture.
Exactly.
So it's like being in a bubble.
The bubble. Yeah.
Where everyone's like super optimistic. And then you might not see the warning signs until it's too late.
Precisely. And this applies to any platform, really.
Right.
If you're only getting your news from sources that confirm your beliefs, you're not really challenging yourself. You're not really refining your understanding.
So you got to diversify.
Diversify, absolutely.
Like we talked about before, you know?
Right.
Cross-training your mind.
Exactly.
But how do you actually do that? I mean, there's so much information out there.
I know, it's overwhelming.
It can be.
But it doesn't have to be about, like, constantly jumping between platforms.
Right.
Or trying to absorb every single piece of information.
Okay. So what should we be doing?
Just be more conscious.
Conscious.
Of your consumption habits.
Yeah.
If you realize you're mainly getting your crypto news from, say, X.
Yeah.
Maybe try subscribing to a few newsletters.
Okay. Newsletters.
That offer different perspectives.
So actively seeking out those contrasting viewpoints.
Exactly. Instead of just passively scrolling through your feed.
Right. But it's not just about different platforms, is it?
No, it's also about the types of content you're consuming.
Oh,
Are you mostly focused on, like, price analysis and market predictions?
Yeah. Guilty as charged.
Well, try branching out a bit.
Branch out.
Read some articles about the underlying technology.
Okay.
The regulatory landscape. Or real-world applications of blockchain.
So understanding the bigger picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
The context around those price fluctuations, the hype cycles.
It's about becoming a more well-rounded crypto enthusiast.
Exactly. Someone who can see beyond the hype.
And make informed decisions.
Yes, based on a deeper understanding of the space.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But, you know.
What's that?
All this talk about information and sources.
Yeah.
What about the people behind the information?
Ah, good point.
How do you know who to trust? It seems like everyone's got an opinion.
I know, right?
It's hard to know who's genuinely knowledgeable and who's just trying to, you know.
Pump their own bag.
Exactly. That's a great question, and honestly, there's no easy answer. Oh, come on.
It takes time. It takes effort.
Time and effort.
To develop that discernment.
Okay.
To figure out who's worth listening to. One thing I always recommend.
Tell me.
Look for people who are transparent.
Transparent how?
About their biases.
Okay.
And their investment holdings.
So if they're upfront about their position in a certain coin.
Exactly.
You can at least take that into account.
You can factor that in when you're evaluating their analysis.
It doesn't mean they're wrong.
Yeah.
But
it's good to be aware
of those potential conflicts of interest.
Absolutely. Another thing to look for is consistency.
Consistency.
Are they consistently providing accurate information?
Right.
Insightful analysis.
Okay, makes sense.
And are they willing to admit when they're wrong?
Ooh, that's a big one for me.
It is a big one. Nobody gets it right all the time.
Especially in crypto.
Especially in crypto. Humility is a valuable trait in this space.
It really is.
And I'd also encourage people to seek out diverse voices.
Diverse voices, okay.
Don't just follow the big influencers, the loudest personalities.
Right.
Look for those under-the-radar analysts.
Okay.
Developers, researchers.
The people who are really contributing.
Exactly. Valuable insights that might get lost in the noise.
Like finding those hidden gems.
Yes. It takes some digging, but it's worth it. And remember, it's not just about finding people you agree with.
No.
Engage with those who challenge your assumptions.
Okay.
Offer different perspectives. That's where the real learning happens.
The diversifying your platforms.
Yes.
Your content types, your sources.
Keep going.
And being willing to engage with those who disagree with you.
That's it.
That's the key to becoming a more informed crypto enthusiast.
It sounds like you've got it.
Yeah.
It's not about being right all the time. It's about being open, open to learning, to challenging your own beliefs.
It's about becoming a critical thinker, not just in crypto, but in life.
Right.
It.
Absolutely. And now that we've laid the foundation, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Where are people actually getting their crypto news?
The big reveal.
Prepare to be surprised because, according to CoinGecko, social media dominates.
Like, really dominates.
We're talking a landslide victory over traditional news sources.
Wow. Okay. Give me the numbers.
73.8% of people rely on social media for their crypto news.
73.8%.
Compared to
You.
a measly 6.5% who get their info from news websites.
That is a massive difference.
It is. It really speaks volumes about how this community consumes information. Fast-paced, community-driven, heavily influenced by personalities and influencers.
So let's break it down.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, X is still leading the pack.
X-Kiss.
With 34.4% getting their info there.
It's the go-to for breaking news, real-time updates, opinions from those big names.
Right.
That's where the buzz is.
But what's interesting is YouTube and Telegram are right up there.
You noticed that too, huh?
Yeah. Remember, those are the top platforms for overall engagement, too.
They were.
So YouTube comes in at 23.4% for crypto news.
Okay.
And Telegram is close behind at 16%.
Makes you think.
It seems like people want more than just headlines.
They do. They want analysis, context, that sense of community around the news they're consuming.
And YouTube is perfect for that visual, in-depth explanation.
It is.
While Telegram offers those tighter groups.
Where you can really discuss, debate those latest developments.
Yeah. It's not just about passive consumption anymore.
No, it's about actively engaging, sharing insights, forming opinions within those trusted communities.
Okay, what about those more traditional sources?
Like
Newsletters, podcasts, even just regular news websites.
Right. They're definitely still part of the mix, but CoinGecko found their usage for crypto news is pretty low.
How low are we talking?
Newsletters come in at 3.8%.
3.8, okay.
Reddit at 3.3%. Podcasts, surprisingly, at just 1.6%.
Wow, podcasts are even lower.
They are. And
Farcaster, yeah.
just 0.8%. So it looks like social media has really become the primary source of information for most crypto enthusiasts.
No kidding. But is that really a good thing?
That, my friend, is the million-dollar question. What are the risks? What are the benefits?
And how can we navigate this new information landscape effectively?
All great questions that we will explore when we come back for the final part of our deep dive.
Welcome back. You know, we've been talking about how social media has become like the go-to source for crypto news, but is that really a good thing? I mean, it's great to have all this information at our fingertips, but how do we even know what to trust?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's like the Wild West out there.
Seriously.
So much noise, so many conflicting opinions.
It really is.
Easy to get swept up in the hype.
Yeah.
Or fall for misinformation if you're not careful.
You know, I remember when I first started exploring crypto, I felt like I was drowning. In information overload. I was following all these influencers on X, joining every Telegram group.
I've been there.
But I was constantly second-guessing myself.
Makes sense.
Like, who do I trust? What do I believe?
I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling. You know, just because someone has a lot of followers or speaks with confidence, it doesn't mean they have all the answers.
No, definitely not.
You have to develop your own critical thinking skills.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Yeah.
What are some practical tips for navigating this whole, like, social media-driven news landscape? How can we become more, what's the word? Discerning.
Discerning, yeah. Well, first and foremost, be mindful of your sources.
Mindful of our sources.
Who's sharing this information?
Yes.
What's their track record?
Okay.
Are they transparent about their biases?
Right.
And any potential conflicts of interest?
So it's like doing a background check.
Exactly. Look beyond the headline.
Okay.
Consider the source. Are they known for spreading misinformation? Promoting scams? Are they affiliated with a particular project or coin?
Right.
That context can make a big difference.
It really can. What about fact-checking?
Oh, that's essential.
Should we be doing more of that in the crypto space?
Absolutely. Don't just take everything at face value.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to those big promises or sensational claims.
Right.
Take the time to verify. Use multiple sources. Look for evidence-based analysis and reporting from reputable outlets.
So being a bit more skeptical.
Yes. Do your own due diligence before hitting that retweet button.
Okay.
Or sharing something in a Telegram group.
Don't just blindly follow the hype.
No, and remember, it's okay to be uncertain.
Uncertain.
Not every piece of crypto news is black and white.
Right.
Sometimes the best approach is to just acknowledge the uncertainty and wait for more information.
Resist that urge to jump on the bandwagon.
Exactly. Take a step back, assess the situation objectively.
Okay.
And one final piece of advice.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to engage.
Engage.
In healthy debate and discussion.
Okay.
If you see something questionable, if you disagree with someone's analysis,
Yeah.
don't just scroll past it.
Oh, you mean actually engage?
Engage. Challenge their perspective. See if you can learn something from the exchange.
So fostering those critical thinking skills?
Exactly.
Creating a more informed, more nuanced conversation around crypto.
That's what it's all about.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful deep dive into the social side of crypto. We've explored where people are spending their time, how they're getting their news, and the importance of critical thinking.
It's been quite a journey.
What are your final takeaways for our listeners today?
You know, I think the key takeaway is that the crypto world, it's still so young.
It is.
It's constantly changing.
Definitely.
And the way we engage with it is evolving, too.
Makes sense.
Social media plays a huge role in shaping our understanding, for better or worse.
For better or worse, yeah.
So it's up to each of us to be mindful, of the information we consume to develop those critical thinking skills.
And to contribute to a more informed, more responsible crypto community.
Beautifully said.
It's about empowering ourselves.
Yes.
To be informed participants in this exciting, ever-changing world.
Exactly.
And remember, the crypto space is all about innovation.
Pushing boundaries.
So let's bring that same spirit to how we consume information, how we share information.
I couldn't agree more.
A huge thanks to you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And to CoinGecko for their insightful research. We'll include a link to their full report in the show notes for those who want to dig a little deeper. To our listeners, thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. Until next time.